Hello everybody, welcome to the new Minecraft snapshot 21W14A. So this is, I'm going to do a snapshot video. Last time I did something like this, it was a stream, but this time it's a video. So this is a very small snapshot, nothing too new, but the main feature is something called raw minerals. It's mainly, well, you can only get them from gold, iron, and copper. But previously, when you mined these, you only got the blocks, they drop themselves. But now if you mine them, you get raw gold, raw iron, and raw copper. Now, something I find cool that I think is pretty nice is the fortune command works on it, or the fortune enchantment. It's kind of rare for it to happen even with fortune 3, but there you can see I got 2 of them. Same goes for the other 2, it works with them. There, 2 of them. Looks like it is a 1 in 3 chance of getting 2, at least from what I can tell. But I got 1 more copper than iron, so that's nice. The way you get the ingots is you put these into a furnace, and then they will smelt into the ingots that everyone knows. And that's really all for the raw minerals. I do think they would be working on these textures a bit more. I like the copper one, not so much the gold one. I think the iron one looks nice as well, but my favorite's the copper one. But knowing how they've been doing with the past few texture things, they're probably gonna work on them a bit more. Another new smaller world generation feature that's been added is the addition of tough blocks being in between the transition between the stone and the deep slate. So now you should be able to find tough blocks at around Y0 to Y16. If I can look for some more. There, here we go. We go from a bit of stone, and then we have the transition between the tough to the full deep slate down here. Something else that I believe is new that I haven't seen before is now you can wax oxidized copper. So you can get the honeycomb like you can with the normal copper, and you can wax it. So if I middle click it, you can see that I have waxed oxidized cut copper and waxed oxidized copper and so on. And then you can always take it off with an axe, and that's all with that one. Now I'm just going to go through the bug fixes if anyone cares about those. Doubt that anyone will really care, but nice to know. Fishing rod textures will always look like it has been cast when the player's hand has been fixed. That will no longer happen. Entering only colons into multiplayer direct connection and pressing enter crashes the game will no longer happen. Command block output no longer is displayed immediately after running a command will no longer happen. Crash upon attempting to generate a world with a height of 0 blocks will also no longer happen. Crash upon entering another portal when logical height is set to 0 and minimum Y value is set to 80 or greater will no longer happen as well. World generation data packs can cause crashes when first generating world will also no longer happen. Game crashes during world feature placement decoration, so that will no longer happen. Fishing doesn't animate or render the rod, line, or bobber anymore, so there was a bug where the fishing line and the bobber would not render. They would run. They would render sometimes, but when they did render, they wouldn't animate, so they wouldn't bob up and down. So that's been fixed. Index out of bound, exception hard crash when loading a simple custom dimension data pack, whatever that means, will also no longer happen. The end dimension generates differently than it did previously. That was a bug in the previous snapshot that made the end generation all weird and stuff, which personally I liked a lot more than the base generation that we have now, but it has been changed back to normal. And excessive pillager spawning in the pillager outposts have been also changed. They will no longer overly spawn, and the final bug fix is ocean monuments are completely empty. Now yes, this was a very small snapshot, not too many new features, but it is the holidays, so what can you really expect from it? I will do probably another snapshot video once the next one comes out. But yeah, thank you for joining.